Hello, I'm Alex Wuckman for drillingcontractor.org, and we're here at the IADC Advanced Rig Technology Conference with Ola Hayel. Mr. Hayel is with the Norwegian Petroleum Safety Authority and made a presentation about some proposed standard harmonization for the industry. First off, I want to thank you for taking the time to speak with us, Mr. Hayel.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Now, I guess one of the questions that I have is what made the PSA want to take this harmonization at this point in time?
The reason goes back to 2012 when we started this kind of pilot project due to the requirements in Europe regarding the machinery directive, and also that we have to do market surveillance of products that's going to come to Europe for the first time, and PSA has the responsibility for all the equipment coming in the Norwegian oil sector. And that's why we wanted to start this as a pilot, because this was quite new for us, that we have to do these kind of things, recently implemented. And then we checked our database, for we have a database with a lot of historical data on accidents and events from happenings in the North Sea and in the Norwegian oil business. And then we used both risk and consequence. And then we choose to machinery directive. Then we was choosing the drawwork with the control system, not just because of the risk, most also due to the consequence if something goes wrong. This heavy stuff. So then we found out, okay, we go for that, and then we sent out a spreadsheet with some questions to the 3 biggest vendors in Norway of drilling packages. And we asked them to tell us how they meet the requirements in machinery directive and what kind of standards they were using for this kind of equipment.
During your presentation, you said that there were 96 different standards for drilling packages and drilling contractors, and only 6 were being used that were common. So with this new, with the work, the market surveillance that the PSA is doing, do you hope to be able to get all the vendors on one set of standards, or are you looking for multiple, like all of them on 2 or 3 different sets of standards?
Machinery directive has linked a lot of what they call harmonized standards, and they are divided in A, B, and C level. And A is generic, and C is more detailed. And this showed that there were no harmonized standards for this kind of equipment linked to the machinery directive. That's why there was that many standards, they told us, because they had to pick and choose, some for this and some for that. There was nothing that was already harmonized to the machinery directive. So when we presented that back to the vendors and also to a couple of oil companies, they were shocked as well. And after several meetings, both the oil companies and the vendors agreed that it would be very high interest for every parties to try to get some standards to be harmonized for this kind of equipment, integrated machinery, because it's getting more and more into this. It's more and more remote operated machinery park in the oil business, both in the drilling packages and several other kind of equipment as well. And so everybody agreed, but this would be very, very nice to if we could manage to do that. And then I presented this result of this for the European ISO committee, CEN TC12, last year at the yearly meeting. And they agreed. So they agreed then to start an ad hoc for what they could do. And then they got all the work we had done in PSA, they got that for free. You can use that as a starter. And they have been doing this since last summer approximately, and to this summer. And now they decided that they're going to try to start to get together a group so they can write either a new standard or use some of those old standards they have found to try to get that to be harmonized to machinery directives requirement. So that's what we're hoping for. That they're gonna manage to do that, though. But I don't know how far or how long time that will take. We can take 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, or maybe it won't happen. It's hard to tell, though. But that's my hope, and PSA's hope is that they manage to get together some kind of standard, harmonized, either on A, B, or C level. So for a start, though, and hopefully that they can also do some more work to get even better standards and more standards harmonized in the later.
What do you think some of the challenges that PSA is facing, or that this ad hoc committee that you're talking about is facing, as they're going forward with these with the recommendations of the standardization, with the harmonization?
It's a lot of challenges in the future. It's already a challenge, because one thing is when you buy a new drilling package, then there's the same vendor, and then everything is kind of okay. But the challenge starts on older equipment, that if you need to change out some of the equipment, then they maybe go and shop and replace the new equipment with some other vendor, and that's going to work together with already existing kind of control system and other machinery. And who is then responsible for this, and how do they do that? Then you need a harmonized standard or some kind of standard. And also some offshore rigs, they have no derrick left. They have maybe some shakers left, maybe some mud pumps left, or maybe some BOP control systems still there, or for many years been standing there. Some of this may be working, some maybe not. So they have to replace something like that if they come in with a modular kind of new example plug-in abandonment rig. Then they need to get this together. Then you have the same challenges again. So there's been more and more of these kind of challenges, especially now, and in a few years' time, they have to start plug and abandon a lot of wells all over, both in Norway and probably all over the whole world.
What did you hope that people were able to take away from your presentation? What was the goal of presenting your findings here at the conference?
Yeah, I wanted to present this on this conference because what this work has led to during the ISO work, then it's gonna be worldwide kind of standard. So that's why I wanted to tell here in this conference that this is going on, and this will maybe be very important for you as well, wherever you are, since this is an ISO standard. That's going to be a worldwide standard. It's a worldwide challenge as well.
Well, I want to take the time to thank you for speaking with us here, and I want to thank you for watching our video here at drillingcontractor.org.